Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I have sat here in front of the camera and talked about books with you guys, and I miss it. I had quite a few months of really bad mental health days, and now I don't want you to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, poor thing, because it wasn't like I was depressed or like, you know, dying or anything. It was just, I'm really hard on myself usually, but there's just periods of time where I just beat myself up so much that I just can't even bring myself to get in front of the camera. And so I just went through a really long bout of that. Sometimes I can fight through it and sometimes I can't. But here I am, excited to talk about books with you. So thank you for waiting patiently for my videos. I don't know if you have been waiting, but just in case, thank you. Thank you for still being around here. Yeah, I want to talk about my August TBR today, so let's jump in. So I have been trying not to make TBRs for the months. I've been trying to do more mood reading more than anything, and sometimes it has worked, sometimes it has not. Now August is the magical readathon month, which I'm so excited for, and that's what these books are going to be for the exception of two that I'm going to be talking about. One's going to be a read along, and then I'm going to be talking about the Stacks of Strange book for August. So I'm not going to get into the prompts or anything that I have to do for the magical readathon. We all have different prompts. It all depends on what career you're going for, your character, and all of that jazz. I'm just going to be talking about the books that I want to read for the readathon, which, like I said, all of these books, with the exception of two, are going to be for the readathon. There are 9 books that I want to talk about, and the reason why it's so little, I mean, some people would consider this little, some would consider this a lot. For me, it's sort of like in the middle, because I tend to read about 14 to 15 books a month, especially during magical readathon. I remember the first time ever that I read 14 books was for my first participation into the magical readathon, and I was like floored at myself. So usually that's what I average a month, is about 14 books. I have 9 here. I'm giving myself some wiggle room. What is this? For mood reading if I want to, or I do have a couple of arcs that I have to read that I'm, fingers crossed, hoping to get to, because I suck with arcs. I honestly haven't been requesting many arcs because I have been failing at that part. Here are my books. I'm excited to talk about them, and let's jump in. The first book that I want to talk to you guys about that's on my August TBR is going to be the Stacks of Strange book for August, and we are going to be reading Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. I'm so excited to read this. I had gotten an arc of this. I was trying to buddy read it with Ashley from Ashley's Little Library, and I completely failed her on the buddy read. She ended up finishing, and I really enjoyed it, and I never got past it. I was just sort of like in a reading slump, but I've heard great things about this one. This cover is amazing. We need some more pink covers in the thriller horror genre, because this is amazing. It's such a simple cover, like 3 colors, very simple, but in my eyes it is stunning. So I don't know much about this book, and I want to go into it a little bit blind. Like I said, I had already started it, but I read like 2 or 3 pages, so not enough to even talk about it, but I do want to go in blind. So look this up on your own and join us for the August Stacks of Strange book. I want to read Meg. Like, I do not want this summer to leave me without me reading Meg. Super excited for this one. The Meg is one of my favorite movies in the summer. It's one of my favorite shark movies. I love shark movies. My husband is a huge shark like lover. He loves sharks. He even has a little shark tattoo on him. And when I met him, he would always watch like Shark Week, which actually is happening. Did it happen? Oh my gosh, it just finished. Shark Week just finished. So I've learned to like really love sharks with him, or not love sharks because I don't think I love sharks, but interested in sharks. And then when the Meg came out, oh my gosh, I loved it so much. Now the Meg is loosely based on this novel here. I've heard that this novel is a million times better, so I'm super excited to read it. If you don't know, well, I'm gonna tell you more or less like the movie. It's just about Megalodon. They go down and they break this barrier down, down, down under, like in the depths of the ocean. And when they come back up, this Megalodon, which is the largest shark ever, escapes with them and wreaks havoc on the whole entire ocean. So I cannot wait to read this. Super duper excited. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have read Meg and your thoughts without spoilers, please. Another book that I want to get into reading this month, because it's already August 1st, is The Deloriad. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Deloriad, I guess. And this is by Missouri Williams, and I don't know anything about this. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about prompts, but the only reason why I'm going to talk about this prompt is because I don't know anything about this. And that's what the prompt is to read a book that you know nothing about. Now, my friend Nina from The Wandering Reader, I think is her name. I will link her down below. She is an Instagram friend of mine. I love her account, and she reads horror like me. She reads a little bit of everything, but one day she had posted about this book, how she had just finished another book by this author and she was very intrigued by this one. I've heard that this book is brutal. That's all I know. And I don't remember if she put the synopsis into her caption. I don't remember reading the synopsis ever. So that's why I'm not going to tell you what this book is about, because the prompt is to read a book that I know nothing about, and that's this one. I love this cover though. Another simple cover, trees, and this neon green. I love it so much. All right. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this one because I'm gonna talk about it out of order, even though this is in no particular order, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I have come up with the decision that I am no longer going to be reading Stephen King in chronological order. This is the second or third time that I try. It's just not working for me. Every time I think about reading a Stephen King book, it seems like work to me because I'm doing it in chronological order, and I don't want it to seem like that. So I am undoing that. I am not reading King in chronological order anymore. And with that being said, my next Stephen King book is going to be 11/22/63. I know my girl Rain, if she is watching this right now, she is ecstatic because this is her favorite King and she's always raving about it, and it is time. But this is a big bitch. This bitch is gonna knock me on my ass in August. So I'm just excited. I don't know much about this book either, other than it has to do with the Kennedy assassination and like time travel or something like that. I don't know. I'm super curious and super eager to jump into this one, but I'm a bit nervous because it is big. And I know you guys are probably like, but you like big books. I really do. I love a long, wordy novel that I could just wrap myself up in, but I still get nervous. Okay? For the month of August, I have decided to join in on the It's a Fever read-along, Fever Dream. It's a Fever Dream read-along over on Instagram. Zuki is hosting this read-along along with somebody else, but I always forget this other person's name. I will put it here. They are over on Instagram. I will also link them down below, but I've been following Zuki for a really long time. I love her so much, and watching her like on stories and reels or anywhere where she talks, her accent she just lulls me. I love her so much, and she's so pretty and cute. Well, she is hosting this read-along for Fever Dream by, I can't remember the author, but I'll put the picture right here. This is a book that I've been dying to read for a really long time, and it is somewhere in my house. I can't find it. I've owned it for a while already, and I'm guessing that this feels like a fever dream. I don't know much about this one either, but I am gonna read the synopsis for you guys, because then like, what am I just sitting here saying I want to read this and this and not giving you guys info? Oh, is there a movie for the book? Because I put Fever Dream. Oh, Samantha Schweblin. I put in Fever Dream on Google and a movie popped up. So I'm wondering if this has a movie to it or if it's just a coincidence. So this novel is from 2014. It's a psychological fiction and takes inspiration from the environmental problems in Argentina. Oh my gosh, what? I am just reading right now The 10th Girl, which is one of my, I think it's my 5-star predictions that I wanted to read for the year. And that one's set in Argentina, and I didn't know this one was set in Argentina, which makes me like doubly excited because if you guys don't know, my mom is Argentinian, and so, you know, reading a book that has like dulce de leche pronounced or mentioned in it, or faturas, or like milanesa, all these Argentinian foods just make my mouth water. So I hope we have some food talk in Fever Dream. So it says, I'm going to read it to you because even the synopsis feels kind of fever dreamish. A young woman named Amanda lies dying in a rural hospital clinic. A boy named David sits beside her. She's not his mother. He's not her child. Together, they tell a haunting story of broken souls, toxins, and the power and desperation of family. Fever Dream is a nightmare come to life, a ghost story for the real world, a love story, and a cautionary tale. Those buzzwords, no wonder that this has been sitting on my shelves for so long, and I'm so excited to finally be reading it. So thanks Zuki for doing this read along. She's already read this book and loved it so much, so that's why she's hosting the read along. If you want any more info, we are reading it in August, and I think there are set dates. I think maybe it might be the first week, but I will link Zuki down below, like I said already, so you could check out if you want to join in on the read along. Next, I want to get to Dark Across the Bay by Anya Alborn. It's been a while since I've read an Anya book. The last one I read was Within These Walls. I think it was like a couple months ago maybe, so it hasn't been that long. But this was a special edition that was printed, and they said that it was going to be like a special print, but they ended up releasing this one with just a regular cover, so you could still get your hands on this novel, just not this edition. But I'm excited to read this. I love Anya Alborn's writing. I mean, I'm not like a super fan because I don't love all of her stuff, but when I love her novels, I love her novels, and others are just met to me. So I'm hoping I love this one as well. But this house and this cover, I know it's very like shiny, but maybe you could see it there with this house, and it's very ominous. So I'm super curious. I'm guessing it has to do with a house. All right, down to the last 2 books that I want to read. I definitely want to read Reluctant Immortals by Gwendolyn Kiss. Gwendolyn Kiss is a favorite author of mine, and this releases on the 23rd of August. So when she contacted me to send me the book, I was like, oh my gosh, like I nearly had a little heart attack and wanted to like cry, but dramatic, I know. But yeah, this is one that I really want to read and not let time pass. I want to read it before it releases because I have a feeling I'm going to love it. I love Gwendolyn Kist's writing, and if you love it, you love it, and if you don't, you just don't. Sometimes it could be flowery, but her books always have like this underlying tone of friendship that truly just invigorates my soul. So I'm going to read you what it says in the back. It says, Reluctant Immortals is a novel that looks at 2 men of classic literature, Dracula and Mr. Rochester, and the 2 women who survived them, Bertha and Lucy, who are now undead immortals residing in Los Angeles in 1967 when Dracula and Rochester made a shocking return in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco, combining elements of historical and gothic fiction with a modern perspective in a tale of love and betrayal and coercion. Reluctant Immortals is the lyrical and harrowing journey of 2 women from classic literature as they bravely claim their own destiny in a man's world. This says that it's for fans of Mexican Gothic. So if you liked Mexican Gothic, maybe check this one out. Again, I haven't read this one yet. This is on my TBR, but I'm super excited for it. The final book that I want to read in August, not really. This is not the final book because like I said, I'm just leaving a little bit of wiggle mood room. So, but the last one that's for the magical readathon is going to be Moon Lake by Joe R. Lansdale. I love Joe R. Lansdale. If you haven't read Joe R. Lansdale, maybe do so. I read 2 of his books already and loved them, and I am excited to read this one. I have no idea what this is about. What prompt is this for? Let's talk prompt. I want to see what prompt this book is for. Oh, just kidding. So initially I had put the DeLorean for a book that I know nothing about. but one of my other prompts is to read a book 300 pages or less. So I ended up switching the Deloriad to a book that's under 300 pages because it sits at about 225 pages, give or take a little bit. And so I switched that one because I couldn't find anything else that I really wanted to read for that had 300 pages or less. And so I ended up putting Moon Lake for a book that I know nothing about. So there we go. I know nothing about this. I want to go in blind. Joe R. Lansdale just has a way of taking you on a journey that is unlike any other. They are a little bit of slow burns, so keep that in mind. This is just for when you want something that you can just, you know, cuddle with and go on a journey. In horror, Joe R. Lansdale is your man. So I'm excited to read this one. This cover as well is amazing. So that's it, you guys. Those are the majority of the books that I want to read in August. Let me know if you are going to be participating in the Magical Readathon. I mean, I think the whole world participates in the Magical Readathon, or at least I wish. But let me know if you're participating and what you will be reading, or if you are participating in any other readathon. Let me know. Let's chat books in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and for waiting for my return. Here I am. I'm hoping to film a little bit more for you guys so that I can chat about books, because it's been kind of hard not chatting about books other than on Instagram. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.